Hi everyone, and welcome to Introduction to Oceanography. My name is Professor Zach Kerrigan, and I hope you're ready to set sail on a voyage of exploration, because we're going to have a whale of a time, and just like the fish in the ocean, you're going to enjoy schooling. So I bet I know what you're thinking. Oh my God, what did I sign up for? This guy can't possibly be for real. I can't spend the next 15 weeks watching these videos. Well, I think you're kind of right. In fact, I don't even know why I'm sitting inside. We can do this anywhere. So let's see if we can't fix this.
Wow, yeah, that was a little bit painful. This is much better. It's a beautiful day. We're outside. Hey, remote distance learning, whatever you want to call it, virtual learning can be from anywhere. In fact, we have our own oceanographic research vessel behind me here. This is the Graduate School of Oceanography at the University of Rhode Island. But you know, I work here. I come here a lot. Maybe I could get a little more creative and I could come from somewhere else. Let's see, what other hobbies do I have? Let's find out. All right, well, I like hiking. I like the woods as much as I like the ocean. It's awfully nice out here. Peace and quiet, gives me time to think. Maybe come up with some amazing lecture on photosynthesis and life and interactions and all kinds of stuff that we're gonna talk about. Maybe you're gonna watch a video while you're doing your favorite hobby. Maybe you like hiking. Maybe you'll be in the woods watching one of these, taking notes. That might be a little hard. If I like this so much, I wonder what else I can get into.
Okay, it's official. This is easily the coolest classroom I've ever taught in. While I like being out here and riding motorcycles, it's also kind of practical. You know, we're also out here in the greenery. We can talk about photosynthesis and life, but then we can get into some more of the physical processes, right? Some acceleration and gravity and force and pressure and all that stuff that drives atmospheric currents, that drive ocean currents. Talk about climate, right? It can get, I think, kind of exciting. But, you know, we can also get, a little more sciencey than this. So in my laboratory, I study deep ocean life, and I use genetics to do that. So I'll sit there and I'll take ocean sediment that's maybe millions and millions of years old, and I'll pull out the DNA and I'll sequence it. And then I can see the exact genetic code of all the organisms that live there, what they're doing, how they've survived so long. So I'll tell you what, let's go there now. Let's go into the laboratory and see all this in action. Okay, maybe we shouldn't go into the laboratory. That's not the best idea. But you guys get the point, right? We can do this anywhere, okay? And you're going to learn a lot this semester, hopefully. And I'm going to take you every step of the way and hopefully create some fun content for you to listen to and for me to make, right? I love being out here, and I love talking about science. I guess the only thing better than talking about science is talking about science on a motorcycle. So take this time, the whole semester, read the material, learn something, and at the very least, in the end, I'll have at least entertained myself.
All right, guys, let's just keep it simple for now. I am Professor Zach Kerrigan, and welcome to Introduction to Oceanography. We're going to go ahead and stay right here at the Graduate School of Oceanography as we kick this off. So, oceanography, right? What did you sign up for? What is this really? What are you going to learn? Well, let's start simply. The ocean. What is the ocean? Okay? The ocean, seen here across the globe, is defined as that vast body of saline or salty water that occupies the depressions on the Earth's surface. Well, what does that mean? What do I mean by vast? What do I mean by depressions? Well, you can see here, really everything's connected, but we tend to break things up to be able to study them. In its most basic form, there's about 6 oceans that we can call around the Earth. And what we want to do is see how much of this do we have to study and what does it mean to us? So the first thing is all of this water occupies about 71% of the Earth's surface. So that's about 3/4. So to give you another example, so I'm gonna take the Earth here and I'm gonna split it in two. All right, and then I'm gonna take all the land and I'm gonna squish it up into this corner here, that green part, and the rest of this would be ocean. So that's a lot. That's a lot of the planet. Not only that, but all of the water on the planet is mostly ocean. So let me give you another picture here. Let's take our planet again and let's drain off all the water and let's put it in a little ball. And you can see that here right next to the Earth. Well, actually, there are 3 little balls there. So let's zoom in a little bit. All right, the teeny tiny one right here is all of the fresh water basically usable to you. So all of your lakes and rivers, anything that you can drink, that's all available fresh water. That next, just a little bit bigger one is all of the rest of the fresh water on the planet. And most of that is caught up in ice and glaciers and ice caps. And the biggest ball, that's all salt water. That's the rest of the planet, and that's what we're gonna study. Not only is it broad, right? Again, almost 3/4 of the Earth's surface, it's deep, okay? So the ocean goes down to an average depth of about 3,800 to 4,000 meters. What does that mean? How deep is that? Well, let's see. The average Earth elevation is only about 840 meters. And the tallest mountain in the world, Mount Everest, well, if you took Mount Everest and you stuck it in the deepest part of the ocean, you would still have a long way to go before it reached the top. And we'll get into the particulars of this later. In fact, there's a really great video in your book online that you can go watch on YouTube that gives you some perspective as to how deep the ocean is. So the ocean is really deep on a human scale, and it's really broad on a human scale. Seems a bit insurmountable. And all we have is a little boat like this to do all of that. Well, to be fair, we have, half a dozen boats, but it's still a big ocean. So we're gonna have to break that up, okay? Now, here's a little bit of an example. Often we break things up by either biology, physics, chemistry, or geology. And that's how oceanographers study the ocean. You have to be able to break it up. So we're gonna take this concept, we're gonna do it a little bit differently, I'll explain later, but we are gonna break things up. We'll go through the syllabus and you'll notice it's set up to kind of take this a chunk at a time. But why are we studying the ocean? Other than, hey, I need the credit and I want to graduate at some point, the oceans are very important for a lot of reasons. Okay, the first one is, let's just go back in history, okay? Let's go back to exploration and travel. Ocean was the way to get around. Commerce, the only way to move goods from one spot to the other was the ocean. There were no good roads, there was no good way to get over land, so it was really important. Other than that, food. Food has always been an incredible part, a resource we need from the ocean, and it's becoming even more important today to learn how to live in harmony with the ocean as a resource for food. And finally, the ocean is really important for global climate. All right, you see how much of the Earth's surface is encompassed by ocean. That means it plays a really crucial role. And we'll hit certain spots along the way this semester and kind of explain that. Now, the other thing is it's not just big in space, it's big in time. To understand the ocean now, we have to go all the way back to the beginning of the universe and see how things started to get where we are today. And we're going to do that. So really, oceanography is the study of everything, well, at least everything on the planet. From the Big Bang up to now, the entire Earth's surface, many stars in the sky, we'll have to go through all that. So it's going to be great. With that said, we got to get through some of the particulars. So I'll give you guys a minute. Go ahead and go look for the syllabus on Blackboard. You'll see it under the syllabus tab. Have that open and we'll come back and I'll go through that with you and hopefully answer any questions you might have now. So I'm going to go find somewhere else comfortable to sit and let you guys do that, and I'll see you in a minute. All right, guys, well, that's a bit better. See, get creative. Make it myself very comfortable. So I hope you guys all found your syllabus, and we'll go ahead and take a look here. Let's see. All right, so the first thing as we go through this is obviously the beginning, Introduction to Oceanography. We are asynchronous, of course, and what that means is all of your content is going to be available for you to do whenever or wherever you want, and I'll go through that in a little bit. Next thing is office hours, and these are going to be really important, right? This is when we're actually going to meet face-to-face. You'll be able to ask me questions about the assignments, the reading, any of the information, the homeworks, whatever it is. Just one thing to note, is we're not going to have office hours this first Tuesday. I figure hopefully you guys don't have any questions just yet. The first one will be Thursday, and I'll send out an email, or have already sent out an email about that. Anyhow, course description. We've already gone through that, right? The study of everything. The only thing you have to have is your laptop computer with a web camera. Actually, obviously, you don't even need a laptop for this. You can watch these on your phone or a tablet, anything you need. I do say there that you have to have a digital camera or a scanner. There are some of your assignments where it's going to be much easier to just draw things out, take a picture, and submit it to Blackboard. So a computer of some sort somewhere, something to watch these videos on, something to read your book with, and the ability to submit assignments. If you don't have a good grasp of, how to use Blackboard, how to use Microsoft Word or Excel, how to do any of this stuff, please get in touch with me soon. I'm happy to go through that. In fact, there's a link on Blackboard under resources to show you how to download Word and Excel to your computer if you don't already have it. Okay, next is your required text. I've already sent you guys an email about this. It's a free digital Intro to Oceanography textbook. And I went with free. I was able to find it last year, and I'm really happy with it, right? Anything that I want to supplement is going to be in your lecture slides or in the lecture video. Okay, probably the part you guys are going to care about even the most here is going to be your grades. So what you'll see is the first thing is class participation, and I'll go through these in a little bit. And then the other one is homework or exams, and that's it, nothing else. So you can see here, the way I've broken down the semester is we're going to do 4 modules. And each module is based on a region or an environment in the ocean. And we're going to break apart all the processes involved. But for the logistical side of it, right, what we're going to do is we're going to count points each module. And there's no cumulative anything. We're not going to get to the end and have a final exam. There's no final anything. Once you guys learn it, I want to see that you learned it, and we'll move on with our lives. So the way this works is it's all a point system, right? 500 points for the semester. Each semester is 125 points. And you'll see the breakdown just below. But the important part is the homework or exams. You have an option. And I'll get into that in a minute. But you do have to choose. Now, I will let you choose which one you want after seeing the first homework and turning it in and seeing how I grade. Maybe you decide, great, this is the way to go. I like the way you do it. I'm going to keep going. Or, oh my God, no, I don't need this in my life. And then you can choose. However, all the other modules you need to choose before that. I'm not going to grade homeworks and exams and let you guys choose the best one. That's not how this works. So anyhow, you can see the point breakdown there. Make sure you stay on top of things. And we'll go through these individual ones on the next sheet. So class participation. Obviously, we're not in class, so this is a bit of a, I don't know. I named it this because it's always been named this, and that's what I'm throwing in here. The way this works is this is 25 of the 125 points each semester, and everybody has to do it. These are going to be small assignments. They're going to be ones that, again, they're not listed on the course calendar. I'm going to give them to you. In fact, stay tuned at the end of this video. You'll have your first assignment. I'm going to give them to you here. I'm going to give you in the videos. They're going to be quick turnaround, 1 to 2 days. But the important part is I'm not grading them for the correct answer. I'm just grading them for completion. Most of them are going to be open-ended questions. I just want to see what you guys think or get you thinking about the next topic. Sometimes we'll have calculations, but I won't grade those. Oh, it's getting a little windy. I won't grade those for the right answer, but I will grade them for completeness. So if you don't use units or you don't show all your work, yes, you'll get points off. But if you get the wrong answer, you're totally fine. This is just for your learning. So anyhow, this is one of those ones that you need to turn it in by the time it's due. There are no extensions on this because we got to move along, okay? And this is a small part of your grade, but it's just meant to keep us moving. All right, so the homeworks. Now, this is the option if you don't enjoy taking timed exams, right? You don't want to sit there stressed out and have to study for an exam. I'm giving you 7 homeworks throughout the semester. Usually 2 per module. The last one's only 1 just because of the timing. And the way that's going to be is it's going to be a little more in depth. Okay, these are going to be actual, some of them are calculations, some drawings, some stuff like that to show me that you've learned this stuff. And there will be some multiple choice questions in there as well. But you have the book. You have all of your information available to you. You get a couple weeks to do each one. So this is one of those ones where if you need more time, but you really want to learn more, that's the one for you. And then exams. So this is your other option. This is straight up multiple choice exam, one at the end of each quarter, 1 point for each question, or however it breaks down. It might not be 100 questions, but that's it. And there's no creativity in my grading. You get what you get, but again, you don't have to do homeworks. So it's up to you, whichever one works best. A little bit of missed policy. The only one that is hard and fast are the exams. If you miss an exam, that's it, okay? There's going to be an exam period, and it's usually about a half an hour to start. I'll let you start anytime within that half an hour, and then you have a certain time to complete the exam. And like it says here, this is not to stress you out. This is to make sure that the time is set so that if you studied, if you took notes, you have everything laid out in front of you. Obviously, you can use your notes. You can, go through it. However, you don't have enough time if you didn't study or didn't do anything to sit there and look every question up, right? That's not the point of this. So I'm not going to go into that anymore. If you guys have questions, come to the office hours, ask me, send me an email. I'm happy to answer these. Finally, the final paper, okay? This is extra credit. If you feel like you're not happy with your grade, if you want a better grade, this is your opportunity. So instead of asking me, can I just make this up? Can I do that? Don't worry about any of that. Do the extra credit, all right? I'm going to set out guidance to that here in a few weeks later, but the idea is it's got to be thorough. It's extra credit. It's going to be hard. This is not an easy extra credit, okay? But again, we'll come back to that later. So finally, class success. And I'm not going to go into this too much because I'm going to give you a whole addendum. You guys can see I keep writing addendum 1 in here that you can go look at. Please refer to it when you're doing your homeworks. I really try and spell out all the stuff you need to succeed in this class. But really the basic thing is I'm creating an environment for you, and even more so with this remote learning. I can't make you do anything. I may never meet you. Who knows? But I'll provide you the information. I'll provide you all the tools, and I'm here to help. But it's up to you to study and learn, and your grade, right? Your grade is up to you. If you come to me and say, but I really need a C, well, either start early or do the extra credit. I'm happy to help, but make sure you guys are putting effort into it. You're on your own schedule. Start these things early. Every week I make things available. I make videos available and homework. Start early. And the most important thing is communication. I'm always on my email. I may not respond, especially on the weekends, immediately. Within a day or so, I'll get back to you. And come to office hours. Ask questions if you have them. Use the class forum that I have on Blackboard, right? That's your opportunity. There's a few in there. Ask questions about the course. There's one in there specifically for the assignments. You guys need to help each other out, right? When you come to my office hours, if you ask me a question, especially if it's like the day before this thing is due, I will say, well, have you gone to the class forum? I'll check. I can see it. I expect you guys to take ownership of your classwork and then come to me at the end, and I'll help you through the rest of the way. With that, I guess I can't ask if anybody has any questions because I don't know. So make sure you show up Thursday to the office hours if you do. The last thing, I'm just briefly going to show you guys the schedule that I created. This lays everything out. The first thing I'll say is it's subject to change. I don't know yet exactly all the videos I'm going to make. I don't know how some of this stuff is going to shake out. So what it gives you, again, each module is broken up with the weeks that it encompasses. I give you what the topic is, what to watch. That means the videos, the lecture videos available on Blackboard. What to read. Those are the chapters in your book. And then your assignments. And you'll see listed under assignments, I have the availability of the homeworks, when they're due, when you have to choose homework or exam, when exactly the exams are, all of it's laid out. Ideally, what you want to do is read the chapter, watch the video. On both of those, you're taking notes the whole time, okay? Have your homework next to you, take a look at those, even if you plan on taking an exam. Looking at those homeworks, hint, hint, might give you a good idea of what's going to be on the exam. You do all that, come to office hours with questions, not what did we do? How do you do this, right? Specific questions, and we'll tackle this. And you guys will learn a lot. So anyhow, I think that's about it. So the last thing I'll say is just a little bit about me. I haven't really told you that yet. Who is this random person that's making these videos and trying to teach me oceanography? Well, I've been teaching at CCR for about 2 years now, mostly oceanography, some other science classes as well. I'm also a researcher here at the University of Rhode Island Graduate School of Oceanography. I do genetic work to study the composition of microbes in the deep subsea floor. And before this, my undergraduate degree, I went to the University of Miami. I got a degree in aerospace engineering. So I really love to talk about a lot of physics and chemistry and biology, really all of it. And yeah, geology too. I do enjoy that. And in between those two, I was in the Navy. All right, I drove nuclear submarines for quite a few years before deciding to come back and be a scientist. I also really enjoy the water. You saw a few of my hobbies. Kind of the last one really is scuba diving. I'm a scuba instructor, and hopefully I'll have some photos. Sometimes I throw some of my underwater photos into the slides just because I can. So that's a little bit about me. Now you know where the course is going. Hopefully you understand the structure. You guys are ready to tackle this. So let's get started. The first thing you have are your first two class participation assignments. The first one, pretty easy, all right? They're both going to be due on Wednesday. And the first one is a small quiz. It's not really a quiz, all right? There's a few questions I want you to answer. They're open-ended. There's no need to go look anything up. Again, this is one of those ones, I just want to see what you guys think. One of the big questions that says, I want to know what you think science is, we'll answer in the next video. Those are going to be due by Wednesday. And again, that's part of that 25 points for this module. Now the second one's a little different. This one's not going to be, I'm not grading you on this one. But like I said, I may never meet you. We've got big classes, but I do want to meet you. So I challenge you to create a short video. Introduce yourself. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, just a couple minutes. You know, tell me who you are, maybe what you're studying, what you want to study, and why you're taking oceanography. I'll have a place in Blackboard where you can upload that. You don't have to do it. But if you do, and you turn it in by Wednesday, again, before our Thursday office hours, before I meet you, you'll get 5 points extra credit for the semester, okay? Anywhere you want it, you'll get those extra 5 points. So I challenge you to do that. I'd love to see it. I'd love to meet you guys. So go forth, study, take a look at all this stuff. The next video I'm going to probably post Thursday evening or Friday because, again, that's going to answer some of these questions I'm already setting out. So not a real hefty week. This is your opportunity to really digest all of this. Take a look at the books. Take a look at the structure. See what you're getting yourself into. Come on Thursday and ask questions when you have them. Other than that, enjoy your semester. I'm going to try and create some fun videos. I enjoy doing this stuff, and we'll see where it goes. So long for now on this beautiful day, and I'll see you guys next time.